Coming up on Mountain News at 6, the Hazard Wastewater Treatment Plant is currently getting a major clean out. We'll tell you why. And Knott County officials are still working to recover from flood damage in July 2022.
And some wintry weather is likely as we end the work week. Those details coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
The City of Hazard Wastewater Plant is currently undergoing some much-needed maintenance after facing issues with a buildup of excessive waste. WYMT's Olivia Calvi has more.
Hazard City Manager Tony Eversole says the wastewater plant was recently dealing with several feet of waste sludge, leading to the current situation, ongoing maintenance.
Instead of the conventional way of letting the drains in the floor separate the solids, we had to actually get equipment down in there, skid steers down in the basins, and they were loading the solids into a larger piece of equipment, and then it went to a truck.
Saying it is an expensive project, but the city is doing its part to keep the wastewater plant in optimal condition.
The cost of disposal of any kind of waste is extremely high. I mean, it's roughly $50 a ton. And when you're talking about thousands a ton, you know, it runs into a lot of money. So what we're trying to do, save money. We constructed a drying bed, temporary drying bed at the site.
He says the maintenance is expected to be finished in the next few days. And as we enter 2024, he says there are several projects he is looking forward to.
New water lines, we've got all of Lothair is going to be replaced this year. All of Christopher, we've got stuff in the works for Backwoods.
Upgrading the lines to improve the entire system. In Hazard, Olivia Calvi, WYMT Mountain News.
Eversole says no customers have reported issues with the wastewater plant, and he hopes this maintenance will keep it that way. In Perry County, internet and phone service is being restored, we understand, for some after being out all day. Police say they responded to a call near exit 56 just outside of Hazard this morning where they say wire appeared to have been intentionally cut. This caused headaches for people and businesses across the county all day long. Police say they do not have a lead on a suspect, but they are investigating. Officers are asking anybody that might have information to call them or message them via Facebook. A Williamson, West Virginia man is behind bars excuse me, after he reportedly asked two minors to have sex with him last week. Sorry about that. KSP troopers received a call about the incident near the Food City in South Williamson, Kentucky. They say 60-year-old John Smith asked the two minors to perform sexual acts on him. He faces multiple charges, including unlawful transaction with a minor. Smith was taken to the Pike County Detention Center. In Pulaski County, Sheriff Bobby Jones reports that his office has received reports of bank fraud. Jones said customers have reportedly received text messages or phone calls from individuals or a group of people acting like representatives of the customer's bank. The group is reportedly asking for the individual's account number and passwords to verify account information. Jones says to be cautious when sharing bank information. Crews responded to a fire yesterday in Laurel County. The fire came from the roof of a three-story building. Firefighters worked for several hours to put out the blaze. Officials say no one was in the building at the time. Flood recovery continues in Knott County. Officials recently made a purchase through local government economic development funding. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us how the purchase will help county operations.
County officials decided to save LGEDF funds in preparation for bigger projects. That funding increased as coal severance dollars increased as well.
The Department for Local Government, they will get this fund and these coal severance dollars that goes to the counties, and they will keep a percentage back for you. It's like a savings account.
The funding came at a crucial time after the July 2022 flood. Officials with the fiscal court announced they purchased a building next to the courthouse for $200,000.
jailer's office don't really have a specific office that they're working out of, the animal control. So we thought it'd be a great idea to purchase this building next door to fix some offices back in there.
Several officials had to move into the courthouse after the flood destroyed their offices. Dobson says communication was a pro, but there were also some cons with everyone being crammed in.
When you have all this FEMA paperwork and this NRCS paperwork that you're trying to keep up with and your daily logs, it's not really a good practice to have 5 or 6 people in one big room.
Dobson says the flood was able to reach the bottom floor of the building, which you can see through the door, but the top floor was untouched.
Once we get everything back in order in the bottom part of that building, there's actually some business opportunities there.
The judge executive says anyone that would like to put in a business can contact his office. In Hyman, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Judge Executive Jeff Dobson says they should be ready to move offices into the building by early spring.
We are tracking some dry and cool conditions across the mountains into your Thursday evening. Here's a live look from the Cumberland Valley from the London Corbin Airport, and that current temperature is chilly as the sun sets on this Thursday, down to 38 degrees, 37 for Whitley County, also in Breathitt County for Jackson, 40 for Pikeville, and 39 for Jonesville, Virginia at this hour. So we are going to be chilly as we go into this evening, but up on the radar we are tracking some dry weather, and again that mainly dry weather also continues into this evening. Also tonight, a small chance of a passing sprinkle or snow flurry, especially by late tonight, also early on Friday. And those low temperatures are close to freezing as you wake up on Friday, back in the lower 30s. But the bigger story into your Friday, also on Saturday, we are tracking this upper level low close to the Great Lakes, producing some snow showers in Indiana, also Illinois, and that moisture will continue pivoting into our direction as we go into your Friday, also by this weekend. So some wintry mix, also some snow showers are likely, timing out that wintry weather in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Senate President Robert Stivers has filed paperwork for re-election as representative in the 25th district, as senator in that district. In a statement, Stivers says he would be honored and hopes to continue to represent the 25th district. That district includes Clay, Jackson, Knox, McCreary, Owsley, and Whitley counties. The Senate Republican Caucus Campaign Committee revealed Stivers has raised more than $450,000 in contributions. Anyone running in next year's primary has just a few more days to turn in their paperwork. The deadline for candidates is next Friday. There are 100 seats up for grabs in the State House. More than 120 people had filed as of yesterday afternoon. Most of them are Republican incumbents. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie both filed today with the Kentucky Secretary of State's office. Both candidates are trailing former President Donald Trump in national polling and in the early primary states. Trump, who easily carried Kentucky in 2016 when he won and in 2020 when he lost, has not filed in Kentucky yet. The 2024 Kentucky primary is May 21st, with early voting May 16th through the 18th. Lawmakers are headed back to work in Frankfort next week. They will convene on Tuesday for the general session. The budget is expected to be the center of talks for much of the 60-day session. Governor Beshear's plans include raises for state troopers and teachers, along with funding universal pre-K. The budget is the only bill required by law that the legislature must pass.
We'd open up several thousand slots to help working parents out there. That's how we turn good years of economic progress into decades of prosperity, by making sure that no child falls through the cracks, that we have the very best educators there in the classroom.
Again, the session begins next Tuesday. Governor Beshear will give his State of the Commonwealth address on Wednesday, and the last day of the session is in April. In 2024, Kentucky is implementing a fee ensuring owners of electric vehicles and hybrids pay their fair share of maintaining Kentucky's roads and infrastructure. This typically comes through the gas tax, but if you are charging up, you are not paying those fees. One member of Evolve Kentucky, an advocacy group for electric vehicles, says he's not surprised the state is implementing a new fee to operate his Tesla.
We knew this was going to come at some point. Now, we were kind of hoping that maybe, that we'd wait until we had maybe 10% market share, let this EV thing blossom a little bit more.
The State Transportation Cabinet says currently Kentucky has more than 9,000 registered electric vehicles, including motorcycles, and more than 60,000 hybrids. Overall, there are about 1.6 million vehicles in the Commonwealth.
Well, we are tracking some snow showers by tomorrow, also to start the weekend, timing out that wintry weather after this break. Plus,
a new business in Pike County is combining two favorites to provide new flavors to the Coal Run area.